All right, check this out. You guys are back on the Hater World, and I'm Blue Devil. What we have going on today is a video of Spider Loke over on Camp Capone News talking about Whack 100, right? Saying that Whack 100 think he a Compton expert, but don't claim his own hood in Pacoima, right? We all know that Whack 100 from the Valley, but yeah, he always in LA business. And it's cool if it's all entertainment, but when it's like street politics shit, then there's a problem. But before we get into this video, you guys already know, run up the likes, run up the comments. We haven't been on this page for the last 5 days. You know, we've been upgrading a bunch of stuff here at the studio. So salute to everybody that was with us throughout this little 5 minute delay, 5 day delay, right? But we back. We're gonna continue to drop 3-4 videos today and 3-4 videos on Blue Devil reactions. Those are the main pages that we're working on right now. So if you're not subscribed to Blue Devil reactions, go hit the subscribe button. Go run up the likes, run up the comments. Other than that, this Friday at 7 p.m., we're going to have a guest here on Haters Only podcast. I'm not sure what number it is. I think it might be like 18 or 19. But we're going to have ODM Slim in the building, a fellow YouTuber, a fellow podcaster. We're going to have him here, and we're going to talk about, all the trending topics, all his beef, all his accolades, and whatever he got going on. So make sure you guys pull up. We might go live after that as far as for music reactions. It really depends on you guys. So after that live, we might go hit the other studio and do music video reactions. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys if that sounds like a plan. Other than that, let's get back to this video. Camp Capone News. Spider Loke talking about Mr. Three Finger, Mr. Mortal Kombat Come Here, Mr. Ducking J Diggs. Other than that, let's go ahead and play this and give you guys a Southsiders reaction. Let's get it. Tell me why I wouldn't have it ready without the commercial. There you go. Salute to Camp Capone.
Whack 100.
Ho No 100, what's happening? Man, you know what? I'm gonna say this real quick. You mentioned Whack Ho No 100, and for most people that are aware of my internet presence, they would assume that Whack Ho No 100 and Bosco 100 would be equal energy recipients for myself. But since you just mentioned Whack Ho No 100, I want to take the moment just to shout out Bosco, shout out Big Court, and shout out Alex Alonso.
Hey, I fuck with Big Court. And the only reason I fuck with Big Court is because he from the No Limit Record family tree. And those that know me that I'm a big No Limit Records, what would you call that shit? The people that like wine and shit, and then like they're all into wine. Well, I'm all into No Limit. I've been a No Limit fan since the beginning of time. So Big Court is over there. He been over there for a very long time. So salute to Big Court. If you guys haven't checked out his podcast, what is that shit called? Holding Court Podcast. Holding Court Podcast. Go over there, show some love.
And because through Big Court and Alex Alonso, Bosco and myself found ourselves being man enough to communicate today and bury the hatchet of a lot of the bullshit that the public has seen us experience on the public platforms. Who was right or wrong, who started it, who wasn't. We went through all that, you can imagine. But we got to a point where it's as if none of that took place. And I don't mind being the first to announce that you shouldn't anticipate any negativity or disrespect from myself or Bosco one toward another from this point forward. So
that's dope, bro. That is fucking dope. Listen, a lot of times, bro, you got beef with a homie or somebody you know or somebody you did know, and it's really nothing that important, bro. Like, at all. Like, you motherfuckers can be beefing for 10 years not knowing why. You guys recently saw YB. Me and YB had a sit down, and we hadn't seen each other for like 12 years. And, I had a whole different understanding than what he had on why we didn't talk. And, like men at that time, it didn't even matter no more. What what's it matter who started it? What's it matter why it got started? At the end of the day, look, we're both getting old. We both have a gang of history together. We gonna see each other eventually again. Why continue, bro? It's just we ain't gonna do shit to each other. It's not like bloodshed on both sides. It's not like hood beef. So for what? It just makes no sense. Now we don't have to be buddy buddy again, but as long as we know that we cool and we see each other, we can dab each other up. That's all that matters. So salute to Bosco and salute to Spider Loke, both real gentlemen.
Shout out to the Damu Bosco from Inglewood on my mama. But what's up with holding on 100 though?
You guys recently had some things. I think you said that he doesn't put on for Pacoima. And then he responded to that. But he basically tried to say he didn't know who you were on No Jumper. He was on No Jumper. Adam kept trying to tell him, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you know who Spider is, you know, but he wouldn't, admit to knowing who you were.
Yeah, there was someone throwing some allegations toward him that kind of brought his masculinity into question. And I find it highly ironic. The first response to that individual was, who? He acted like he didn't know him as well.
Oh, hey, how's this?
Yeah, he don't know nobody. When he's the one being questioned, all of a sudden he don't know what the fuck nobody is talking about, who anybody is.
Dishonest that is in regards to me, it caused me to suspect it perhaps may be equally as dishonest in regards to the individual that he was referring to with the rainbow allegations. However, my point that I was making was Holding on 100 goes out his way to represent himself as an expert on activities that take place in Compton, Watts, and South Central Los Angeles in particular.
You know who I would consider an expert in that field? Would be Alex Alonso. Bro, that fool has been studying the streets and the gang since I think maybe I could say the late 80s, early 90s. I could be wrong. But that motherfucker has clips from the 90s, bro, of the street gangs and the street beefs and street taggings and shit like that. Like, he really out there, capturing time, bro. Like, he out there capturing, the streets, the hood. Like, I'm sure a lot of people do. Well, I don't want to say a lot, but I'm sure certain people have tapes, early tapes of them in the hood in the 90s. Big ass fucking cameras back then like this. You guys look like news reporters. But that was just of your hood, your homies. Alex Alonso got footage of like, bro, block to block, street to street. But I don't think Whack 100 is no fucking street expert in Compton.
And what I was saying was, the point I was making was, if everyone from Southern California felt that way, we would not know, Long Beach wouldn't be on the map the way it was.
Facts.
If Ice Cube didn't separate from NWA and feel that way about South Central wouldn't be on the map the way it was. I was saying how people from Gardena, even my homies from East Coast that's from Carson, do not go out their way to try to affiliate themselves with Los Angeles. They bang DA. They very proud of DA. Trey 5-7s, just equally as close, if not closer, to Los Angeles or Compton than the Pacoimas. You never hear them trying to claim Compton or LA. And I just have always been confused how someone with so much exposure gives such little exposure to the actual environment.
Because ain't nobody fuck with him. Ain't nobody fuck with him, bro. As much as he be saying like, oh yeah, my homies fuck with me, it's only a few homies that fuck with him. And I guarantee you they're youngsters. You can fool the youngsters, homie. You can fool them. Here's a bag, come fuck with me. There's this and that. But the OGs, come on, they know better, bro. They know better. Whack 100 said he runs Pacoima. We just seen that guy from High Power drop a record on him. He ain't gonna reply, and I know that record ain't do shit. It ain't gonna do shit anyways. But still, it's like if you run that city, if that city's yours, ain't nobody should be dropping diss records on you. You should just be able to snap your fingers and make something happen.
The essence of who we are is, no matter how unpopular my actual section is, when I get some shine, that's all you're gonna hear about.
Facts.
He doesn't seem to possess that pride in his actual environment because as has become one of the most popular people on the internet from Southern California, he seems to try to associate himself with Compton and South Central versus promote and associate himself with the actual environment that raised him, which is Pacoima, San Fernando Valley.
Bro, that's because when you leave California, nobody knows what the fuck Pacoima is. Bro, not to sound disrespectful, I got love from my homies from the IE, but when you leave Cali and you tell people, oh, I'm from IE, they'll be like, what the fuck is that? They will. You got to say you from LA. If you go to Mexico, bro, and they'll ask you, ¿eres del otro lado? You from the other side? Or ¿eres de Los Angeles? They'll ask you, you from LA? And if you say, oh, no, I'm from Inland Empire, they'll be like, what the fuck? They won't know what that is. If you say, I'm from San Fernando Valley, the fuck? They know San Diego because it's right close to the border. But, like, it's got to be LA. Like, even if you go to Arizona, if you go to other states, bro, like, they recognize Los Angeles. And that's why, bro. That is exactly why.
Far from the actual environment that niggas rap about. But he seemingly is invested in convincing the majority or the masses, the audience that is not aware like we are, that there is something other than that going on. Like he's really tied into Compton and LA when I know, you know, he know, and she know.
Not
the
true.
only thing he know about Compton and LA is what he has been told. Wack can name to you every time he's been to Compton on one hand. And you know what I find real funny about Wacko No 100? He'll be on club. I was trying to recall when he was in Compton and talking to a nigga from Peru. He'd be like, remember that day, blood? We was at the Walgreens.
It's funny.
There has never been a Walgreens in Compton in my whole life. He'll say Rosecrans and Central, so I know he's talking about the Rite Aid. But for a nigga who don't know the environment, who don't know where he was at, what he actually saw, a Rite Aid could quickly turn into a Walgreens. When there's only Rite Aids and CVS's in Compton, there are no Walgreens throughout the whole diameter, that circumference of that motherfucker. But these are things that you naturally will be aware of.
Yeah, but those are motherfuckers, bro, always trying to tell stories. I see another guy on YouTube. I'm not going to say his name, but they'll be like, hey, remember when we ran into this guy? Or like, they're trying to get validation. It's one thing to tell a story, right? It's one thing to tell a story. Like I do my Southside Stories. I'll throw my little stories in between my video. But to actually be like, hey, fool, remember this? To try to look cool on camera, that to me is it's some goofy shit. It's like, now if the homie brings it up, well, fuck it, let's talk about it, right? But as far as like me trying to make him say something to make me look good, come on, dog. We all know what you're doing. You know, you're trying to prove to the people that you really with that, or you're trying to prove to the people that you've been there. And that to me is just some goofy shit. You know, let's go.
If you are familiar with the environment, that someone who's not familiar with the environment, who try to talk like they are, will say that's off base.
Right.
He has another clip that I'm very, I find very ironic, off No Jumper. Shout out to Adam, where Adam, I think it's the same clip, where Adam questioned him about what I was saying. His response was, I just want to know.
Hey, the homie Spider looking old like a motherfucker, huh? He got bags under his eyes and all kinds of shit. That motherfucker needs to get some sleep, homie. I think I'm the same way now, you know? Always tired and shit. Let's go.
How a dude who ain't from Pacoima know what a dude from Pacoima do in Pacoima.
Motherfucker Compton, same shit.
When he had the nerve and the audacity to say that bullshit,
yeah,
I said, bro, if you just take that logic and apply it to your whole presence on the internet,
it's over.
How do you know what any nigga do anywhere outside of Pacoima, nigga? You apparently are the self-appointed expert on what every nigga do in every borough, every ghetto, every hood, everywhere across the United States. But you had the nerve to question how I could have any knowledge of what a Pacoima guy does in Pacoima. Does that logic not resonate with you as...
Yeah, listen, we've all seen Whack 100 be a two-face. Matter of fact, I'm going to kill this video because there ain't nothing else Spider Loc can tell us. Salute to Spider. I think I'm going to have him on here for a round 2. I will hit his studio pretty soon. But listen, it's like this. Whack 100 always be like, what the fuck you know what's going on in Pacoima? What the fuck you know what's going on in my hood? You feel what I'm saying? But listen, he gonna continue to do what he do because at the end of the day, he got his little minions on Clubhouse that fuck with him. He gonna do what he do because he got all these people that think like, oh shit, I talked to Whack 100. That fool gonna get me out the hood one day. Bro, Whack 100 don't give a fuck about nobody but himself. I don't know when motherfuckers are gonna realize that. Like, Whack 100 don't give a fuck about nobody but himself. But listen, we're going to kill this video and call it a day. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Go over to Blue Devil Reactions. Go check out what we got cracking. And give it about an hour or two. We have another video up here once again. So other than that, shout out to Camp Capone, Spider Look, everybody that was mentioned. I'm Blue Devil. This has been a Hater World production. And we out.